do an overview of that, and then I'm going to talk about a few other things with food and secure families. This is Jen Poole. She's one of our esteemed social workers in the school district. She has been split between Genesee Elementary and Herman Elementary for the past few years. We were fortunate this year, even through COVID, it has been a need for a number of years to increase the number of school social workers that we have in the school district. We have a number of students in need from trauma, social emotional issues, the gamut, from homelessness to needing food and all those things that kind of fall underneath an umbrella of what school social workers do. So with that, this year we were able to hire 2 additional school social workers. So now Jen is full-time at Herman Elementary, and she is mentoring the new social worker at Genesee Elementary, and her name is Ashley Evans. So this is a program that got started at Genesee Elementary, and right now Jen is still the face of Philabelly at this point.
So yes, thank you again for letting me come in and talk to you about Philabelly. There's been a lot of changes and over the years, and I know that in the past there's been some speakers, or at least one speaker that has spoken to you, and I know that she came in and really she was our former nurse at Genesee, and she created the program on her own, and this is our 11th year running, and I know that her presentation was a little different than what mine will look like, that she really brought some real life stories to it, and the sad stories, and there's many, many sad stories that go with this. Yeah. However, I want to bring a different angle to it because there's a lot of hope, thankfulness, and excitement because we are expanding, and I want to be able to show you where we're headed and hope to go with this now that we have some plans and some ways to make it happen. And so our December Philabelly program is Philabelly over break, and it's really aimed at the extended breaks. And so we have our holiday break, we have spring break, winter recess, and some of the longer weekends that we focus on because that's when the kids have longer times at home and they're not at school. We have worked to expand the program, and part of that, it's always been a goal to expand the program. It was solely based for Genesee families. We were based at Genesee, the need was great there, and over the years the numbers kept going up, and we kept looking to reach out to more community members to raise money to try to fill those needs, and every year it just felt like, what about the other 6 schools? There's needs there, we knew it, it was only a few of us running the program, and we never knew how to make it happen. So the vision was there to make it bigger. Then COVID hit, and COVID brought a lot of negative things. However, it forced us to think differently, and that's kind of where we're at. That is bringing us forward. So I want to, before I talk too much about it, I do want to, thank you for, I know last year you were very involved with us. I went to pancake breakfast out at BOCES. I helped to gather some of the canned goods that you just can't drive for us. We had some volunteers come and help us for the event. I also want to say thank you to Eileen. I know she's not here, but she helped to organize our food pantry. Our new food pantry, cabinets? Yep. She got them started for us. We were a little disorganized. I was a little disorganized, but she helped to do that, so I wanted to just make sure to thank everybody for that. So the program had to adjust, getting back to the program, because the need was there. There was more reports of people being hungry. We were seeing the kids asking for more food or pocketing the food to go home. homelessness is going up. The numbers were showing us that. And Camille can speak more to that as well, being our liaison for the district. Poverty level, families living below the poverty level, we're watching that, and those numbers are growing. And that's for many different reasons and variables. It's not just about COVID. COVID only served to magnify everything and then bring in families that were not in those situations. So our Phillip Valley goal has always been to let no kid, no child ever go to bed hungry. That was our number one goal. The second one, as I said before, was to always expand to the district. So when COVID hit, a lot of things happened on March 13th. March 13th was our last day of school. We went home on March 13th not knowing, we heard rumors, not sure what was going on. Then we got the call at night that we were going to be shut down for a little bit. And instead of just being with our families, at that time, the 4 social workers for our school at that point, we were all on the phone saying, what are we going to do about food? Because we know when school shuts down, there's at least 2 meals, possibly a snack, and if the kids are in Booker T. Washington after school program, they lose another snack and a meal for dinner. That's a lot of meals to cover for one child. So we were trying to figure, we didn't realize that Camille and her team were also facing this. So we were all trying to figure out, identifying families that would need help. They too were trying to figure out how to make that happen. So COVID really did a number of things. We were all thinking to figure out, and then we didn't even know what it was going to mean that people were losing jobs. Places were shutting down. People couldn't go to work. People couldn't go to school. So we started working, identifying our families that were hardest hit. And so this brings it in. It's not just Phillip Valley. It all kind of ties in to food in general. But we tried to figure out how to help families to receive food. And so that was the number one thing we had to do. So taking a step back, early, I'm not sure of the month, but it was early in 2020, maybe January or February, we were able to partner with Central New York Food Bank. We had never been able to. We had tried in the years before, but we were able to partner with them, which really was a game changer for everything. And so it originally came in as focused on families that were identified as homeless. And so that program allowed us to be able to, when the pandemic did hit, we were able to use some of their food boxes for some of our giveaways, which I'll talk about in a minute. But it also allowed us to purchase for families that were very food insecure. So when we were closed down, not only did we do the grab-and-go breakfast and lunches that the families could pick up at the schools throughout the March through June, they could go and get lunches and breakfast for their kids. They could also, we would be able to buy at low cost or no cost food from the food bank, and our most insecure food families would be able to get an additional box of food. So that really helped us be able to feed some of our families we were most worried about. It was supplemental food boxes. In addition to that, in May, since we were in partnership with the food bank, we were able to get food boxes. Those were offered if you were part of the food bank group. And so from May until the end of October, the social work department gathered as many people as we could rally, and we did drive-through food box giveaways every Friday. And they were rocky a little bit to begin with until we figured it out. And when we got figured out, we had it. We knew what we were doing. We were watching the commercials of the state fair giveaways. We were watching the milk giveaways on commercials. We figured it out, and we were serving over 100 families at a time, and we figured what we were doing out. And that's when things started switching for me of how could we do this differently. And so we were able to have a contactless, safe way to feed a large amount of people. keep people safe. We were all wearing masks. We were asking the families to wear masks, stay in their vehicles. So that's why I started thinking, especially when it started getting cold. And then my mind started thinking about Fill Belly. So the positive thing about Fill Belly, or COVID, was that we had to think differently. We had to be creative. And I wasn't sure we could even do Fill Belly. And I remember talking with Camila early on. I'm like, I don't think we can do this. I don't know how to do this. But once we got going, I knew we could do it safely and efficiently. And so I know that we can meet our second goal and offer it to the district. And that's why, really I'm here and I'm writing the letters and sending them out to more people, because I know we can offer it to the district. We can meet the needs for more people, and I know the need is there because we were giving over 300 boxes away every Friday, and we were turning people away because we didn't have enough on days. So I know the need is there, and that's before the holidays. It was always a bigger need because we were doing over 100 just at Genesee, and we were up at like 115 last year. The numbers were rising, and that was just one school. So I do believe that with the food bank, we can also do it because our money's going to go further. With our donations, we can buy low cost, no cost. They have food that's available, that's free when you buy so many different things. It's going to look a little different. It's looked a little different every year because, we used to try to, we've pre-packed it before. We've had assembly lines that the families could go through and choose different things. We've done it a million different ways. But it really is a supplemental box, and we're going to try to be really consistent and make it be supplemental, but that everyone can have the food they need to get through the break. So I guess the main thing is that we know we can do it safely. We're excited about the program. I'm excited to offer it to the other 6 schools. We welcome volunteers. That was also in our donation letter. I know that people are a little leery of doing volunteer work, but I do encourage you to come out. It's safe. There's gloves, there's masks. We will do robocalls again. And most of our families that have been, it's like, it's a habit now. They know they're in line, their trunks are packed, they're rolling up, they're in their cars, they have their masks on, there's no contact. We're just putting this stuff in. And even if you want to just direct traffic or wave at people, that's okay. I think the people really enjoy seeing where the money is coming from, where their support is. They like to say thank you. So if you're interested, we will be at the high school on the front loop from 9 to 12 on the 18th of December. We do appreciate you for your donation, your time, your support. Please share the information with anyone, with everyone. We hope to, now that we can't go backwards at this point, so we hope in the future to continue offering it to the district, and we'll hope to collect donations all year long. So we have feeder money to start the next time, and to also have money to be able to help on those extended weekends and the other breaks as well, because we still do have a backpack program that we help families in need on the weekends too. But thank you very much, and I know I missed some of
No,
the
that's
different
okay.
things that you
That's
wanted to
okay.
talk about.
So I guess I would just talk a little bit about our food insecure families and what we were able to do, especially once March hit and everybody's lives changed. This is certainly